offer the best grooming products for you, just so natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality, yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Grooming company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury, yeah. The black gentleman, yeah. Company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com. Yo. What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Stormybman Live for this Thursday, December 26, 2024. This is live number, Live number 36. I forgot to put the number in there. Live number 36. And we are here with a little modest live to talk about a look ahead to early 2025. The year of 2024 has been very impressive with the output of fights and fight cards scheduled throughout 2024. I mean, we saw a great deal more boxing this year than we can recently recall. Now, some of you may not be aware because you are tuned in to the bigger names that get dropped, but I'm going to tell you, and I am here to tell you, that if you really are a person that is invested in the sport of boxing, boxing is moving in a tremendous, great direction toward delivering more bouts. I mean, there are several apps and networks that are producing fight cards, but more than anything, we're seeing fighters internationally, people from parts of the world that we may not be as familiar with, and some of them are kind of taking the sport by storm. We saw just this past weekend Alexander Usyk retained his position as the best heavyweight in the world with a second defeat unanimously over Tyson Fury. Many people don't really know Alexander Usyk, because they don't follow the sport like that. But over the past 3 years, this man has come along and hit the scene hard and heavy, doing away with two of the most popular heavyweights, if not the best of heavyweights, in Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And the current IBF champion, Daniel Dubois, also fought Usyk and ended up losing to Usyk when it was originally thought he may have had an opportunity at a victory when a alleged low blow was called such to many of the those who viewed the fight, felt that it was a legal blow, and Usyk was felled by that blow. But yet and still, there may be an opportunity for these two men to come together in 2025 and have a rematch. There's a lot on the table for that potential bout. When you think about Dubois wanting revenge to try to correct what went wrong the first time around, and Usyk, who will have a chance at history by becoming the first two-time undisputed heavyweight champion. So those stakes run very high. And that's just something, again, on tonight's show, we'll talk about some of the cards that are heading up in early 2025, but that's something that can go and take place later in the year of 2025, maybe another Riyadh season event, who knows? But it's exciting to have quality boxing just ahead. So I want to say welcome everybody that's out there. Appreciate you all stopping in this evening. See who we got in the building for a quick roll call. See who we got out there. Mr. Shelton is out there. What's happening with you? Happy holidays. Universal Truth is back with us, saying salute, Sensei. Kamaran Fields is with us again, saying peace and blessings, Stormy. Appreciate you stopping by there, Kamaran, and I hope that you and your family have had a wonderful holiday. It's been really nice having you all support the channel. Chiquila also supporting, and the Cash App donation. I appreciate you and your support for that. Thank you so much. We've got also Phenomenal Mexican in the building. What's happening with you? Happy holidays to you all. I hope everybody had a safe holiday for yesterday, and for those who are no longer with us, may the peace and grace of our Creator be with those and comfort you in the time of mourning and suffering the loss of loved ones. You know, this is a time of year that's very hard on certain people, you know, and we all need to keep those in our graces and well blessings, because you just never know who's going through. So take a little time and extend that arm around those who may need it, those that you know who are near and dear, and those who may be afar. Be considerate, be compassionate. It's very important. Yeah. Mr. Shelton says, smash the like button. Yes, sir. Jonathan Simon has joined us, saying blessings, my brother. Same to you. Boxing and Barbecue is out there with us, saying evening, Stormy. What's good with you, Boxing and Barbecue? I followed you on the gram, but I noticed that you didn't follow me back. What's up with that, man? I don't know. I'm going to have to get my razor blade out before the new year and cut something other than some barbecue. Yeah! So, what's good, everybody? You know, Stormy likes to speak violently sometimes because I'm a kung fu man. Yeah, kung fu, sometimes, there's violence with kung fu, even though it's supposed to mean stop violence, but it can get it kicked off as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, with those things being said, let's get into tonight's subject, huh? Because that's what y'all here for. Y'all want to hear what Stormy got to say, and I ain't gonna take all day, huh? Bars. Don't hate the player, hate the game, huh? Yeah. So there he is. Stormybman is out there. One of the fights we have to look forward to coming up. Though this poster hasn't been corrected, it says Tuesday, December 24th. It's actually going to be January 24th, when we'll get a chance to see Naoya Inoue taking on Sam Goodman from Australia. Now, we all know that Inoue is from Japan. They call him the Monster, huh? The Monster has been knocking folks out and banging them up out of there. And he's probably one of the most slighted fighters because he's at the lower weights. Undisputed super bantamweight champion he happens to be, Inoue. And he comes into this bout against his opponent, Goodman, with a record of 28-0 and 25 KOs. And over the past couple of years, we've watched him knock out the likes of TJ Doheny, Louis Neary, Marlon Tapales, and Stephen Fulton. If you go back a couple of fights before that, he even stopped our brother and family to the community, Nonito Donaire, in 2 rounds after a well-fought first fight where they faced off against one another in 2019. And he won a UD over Nonito in that bout. But the Monster, who was recently reported to having signed a deal to participate in Riyadh season events with Turki Al-Sheikh's cards that he's holding in Saudi. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the Monster goes over into the lands of the Sands. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Now, as a slight man of 5'5", with a 67.5-inch reach, he's an orthodox knockout puncher. And he's 31 years of age, which for his weight class, we're talking about becoming an old man, huh? Now, his opponent is 26 years of age. Goodman, as I stated, was from Australia. He's an orthodox fighter who's 5'6.5", with a 66.5-inch reach, but he's not known as a banger. His record is 19-0 with 8 KOs. And if he doesn't have the type of boxing ability and skill set to keep the Monster off of him, this is going to be a short night. Now, we'll see what happens. The fight is going to take place in Japan, Tokyo, and maybe Inoue's next fight after that will be on a Riyadh season card. Of course, he won't be the main event. He'll probably be like a co-main or third bout leading up to the main. And we look forward to seeing that, because those Riyadh cards are usually put together with more competitive matches. And I have to say that if we can see him in against some of the guys that he doesn't want to necessarily face, that could change some things. Because recently it was noted that his former opponent in Marlon Tapales had a victory over MJ Akhmadaliev, where he got a split decision over Akhmadaliev. And Akhmadaliev just recently fought and put on a tremendous display of power, as he had a third round knockout over Ricardo Espinoza, and that was on the 14th of this month. He said that he wanted Inoue, and Turkey is the type of guy that can make that happen. The Uzbekistanian is a southpaw, same height, pretty much the same reach as Inoue, and he likes to rumble, and he thinks that he's the man to knock Inoue out. So I'm gonna tell you something. When you talk about little guys like that, I want to see it happen, man. I am not going to speak against that. I want to see it happen. You know, Inoue may not want it, and he may not want it for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? But hey, when you talk about the likes of MJ is a competitor, you know, and MJ happens to be 30 years of age, so he's just a year younger than Inoue. So who knows, man? These two guys can come together, mix it up, and put on the type of show that we would like to see. But again, that we're talking about January 24th. That's a Friday. It'll be broadcast on ESPN, so keep that in mind. Friday the 24th. Now, because it's in Japan, that might be one of those Friday morning fights being on ESPN. You have to double check with your local network and see what they say about that. In fact, I can let you guys know right away. Yeah, that'll be 5 a.m. Central Time. 5 a.m. Central Time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 6 a.m. and it's 3 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. So those are the times that fight will be available to you on Friday, January 24th. Yeah, think about it, you guys. We're talking about some heat with some fights like that kicking off January. And there's another fight card that's going to take place and it'll be before that, because the Inoue bout is on the 24th, but on the 8th, Wednesday, from Saudi, Jai Opetaia, the IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight title holder, will be back in the ring as he takes on a gentleman that is a replacement for a fight that he was scheduled to have. But Opetaia, it doesn't really matter when he is in the ring, because he really likes to compete, and he's been trying to get after some of the other champions who have not really tried to, get in there to mix it up with him. Opetaia, who's now 29 years of age, entering a prime, is a 6'2" southpaw, 76-inch reach, record 26-0 with 20 KOs, and coming off of a good victory over Jack Massey. He stopped him in 6 rounds, but prior to that was his rematch going back to May of this year against Maurice Briedis. Briedis is the guy that he originally became a world champion after facing Briedis, who had previously only lost to former undisputed cruiserweight champion Oleksandr Usyk. They fought, Opetaia and Briedis fought in July of 2022. And Opataya won that fight with a UD, but came away from that bout with a broken jaw. But he, after having a bit of a rest, he took almost a little over a year off against Jordan Thompson and was back to his winning ways. But that rematch against Breeders proved to be tough once again in May of this year, but he still got that unanimous decision. Opataya is an exciting fighter because he is not afraid to engage, and he goes after his opponents pretty strongly. He's the type of fighter that he only knows one gear, and that's to grind very hard. Sometimes that can be a blessing. Sometimes it can be a hindrance. What I would like to see is for Opataya use ring generalship a little bit more in his bouts. And I believe he's capable of doing it. It's just going to take another fighter to bring that out of him, because you have to be able to make a guy make adjustments in there. And thus far, he hasn't had anyone to force that on him. And the way you force it on him is by not participating in what he wants to do. Some guys have gone into bouts with Opataya looking at it as, I got to fight this guy, I got to fight him off or whatever. Be slick, be smart. Give him something to chase after, give him something to miss, give him something to get angry about, all of the above. And then we'll see how good he really is. We know that he can punch. We know that he can be aggressive. But can he box? You know, Ali used to tell opponents who could punch and thought they could fight, he's like, let me see you box. And he would put them in that type of situation where they had to prove their prowess in boxing ability. Now, David Naika, who is the fighter that he's taking on, is a replacement. He was supposed to take on another gentleman, but Naika is 10-0 with 9 KOs. His nickname is the Nice Guy, and he's from New Zealand, and he is 29 years of age as well, but he's 6'6". Now, the last time Opataya fought a guy that tall was Jordan Thompson. He blazed out of there. I've seen absolutely no film on David Naika, so I'm not certain what he's going to bring. But I expect him to try to be a tough guy. A lot of the New Zealanders are tough, solid men. But how skilled he is, I'm not certain. But when it comes down to watching Opataya, listen, I'm all in, because he's the type of fighter, like I said before, he's exciting when he gets in there. And they have a few other fighters on that card that are from the area. That's going to be interesting. And we will see what happens. We will see what happens. But that's a Wednesday night that we'll see that card. And it may prove to be something, or it may not. But we have to wait and see. Again, I see Shower just popped into the building. What's happening with you, Shower? Appreciate you stopping in. I'm trying to see if I could find a time for that Opataya fight for you guys. Shaw says she's hustling. Every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. Yeah. Yeah, I can't find the start time for that fight. Wait a minute. Yes, I can. I got my monitor right here. My monitor may show me what time Opataya. Let's see. Oh man, that's Wednesday, June 8th at 2 a.m. You guys, 2 a.m. I don't know if I'm gonna be able. I don't know about that one, y'all. I don't know. I'm gonna have to catch the replay. Cause Stormy is still gonna be snoring pretty heavy, you know, at that time. And only I have to get up from work a short time after that. So it's like, you know, Jai, I might have to say bye. Yeah. And catch you a little later after I come home from work, or catch the replay while I'm at work or something and watch it on my little phone or something. But yeah, 2 a.m. That must be for his people over in Australia, though. That's what's that all about. But that's kind of early. Yeah, Shawa, I saw your video on that too. I saw it. You were the first one to report on it. But I'll be listening for somebody else's report. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes, hey, they be overdoing it, don't they? I mean, come on now. 2 a.m. for him, 5 a.m. for Inoue. What y'all trying to do now? It's like, you know, you're trying to make me not be able to get no shut eye. Man, you better slow that up. Huh? All that. It's too early. I'm tired. You know what I mean? Cause I still have to get out there in them fields, man. You know? I ain't been able to retire yet. You know, if I was able to retire, then we'd be on something, huh? But shoot, you talking about that time in the morning, them folks be talking about, yeah, it's almost time for Stormy to show up. You know? I'd be like, man. But it's still, you know, at least we getting these fights. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really want to sound like I'm crying sour apples, you know? We're getting the fights. Just count back 3 years ago. We were like, man, when they going to put some good fights on? Well, they've been doing it. And we've been able to catch some pretty darn good matches. You know? So I'm not complaining. Shower, she enjoying my music. Yeah, I got the little boogie woogie on there today. You know what I mean? Now listen, we got another card coming up. Now this one's going to be interesting for some of you out there, because some of you have been paying attention. Huh? Some of you, not everybody, but some of you have been paying attention. And we got coming up on Saturday the 25th on the Zone, Diego Pacheco, super middleweight contender, gonna take on Stephen Stone Cold Nelson, man. This is a good fight, you guys. This is a good fight. Pacheco is what Berlanga isn't, okay? And Stone Cold gonna have a chance. If he wins this fight, he will put himself in the sweepstakes for a title shot, and things could really look up for him throughout 2025 if he's able to take down Pacheco. The only thing is, Stone Cold is 36, you guys. He's 5'10" with a 75.5-inch reach. orthodox fighter. He's 20-0 with 16 KOs. So will Stone Cold be Stone Cold on the night that he faces Diego, who happens to be 6'4" with a 79-inch reach, and Pacheco is 22-0 with 18 KOs. Huh? And this is a true head-to-head bout between two fighters who want to take that next step towards a title shot in 2025. This will be contested for the WBC USA Super Middleweight title and the WBO International Super Middleweight title. Now, I'm going to tell you, going into this, I can tell you who I think early, but I'm going to wait till we get close to the fight. But all I want to tell you guys is that this is a darn good fight. Please, if you can watch it, don't miss it. We got a great undercard of two bouts that they're listing. In an opener, we got Ernesto Mercado, and he's taking on Jose Pedraza. Now, Pedraza is a fighter that we've seen out of Puerto Rico. He's 35 now, and Pedraza has become like a trial horse. I just have to say it for what it really is. Out of his last 4 fights, he's lost 2 unanimous decisions, and his latest fight, a TKO stoppage to Keyshawn Davis back in February of this year. However, Mercado happens to be a fighter that is 16-0 with 15 KOs. He's a knockout puncher, guys, and he's from California, nicknamed Tito, and he's 23 years old. This could be a bad night for Pedraza. It could be a bad night for Pedraza because that kid can bang. But the co-main is interesting. We got Andy Cruz finally going in there against somebody who we think could give him a pretty darn good fight. Now, this is the guy that he lost the decision back in October of 2023, and he lost to Jose Nunez. But this fighter, Omar Salcido, is the guy that knocked out Chris Colbert in October of this year on Pro Box. Yeah, Pro Box. This guy knocked Colbert out in the 9th round. He was winning the fight, beating the crap out of Colbert. And let me tell you something. Andy Cruz is in for a real fight because this kid, Omar, is not going to come in and lay down and play safe. So they're going to mix it up. And people have been wanting to see Cruz, who has been the troublemaker for some of the American professionals while he was amateur, a Cuban fighter. But it's time for Cruz to step it up. They say he's 29. He might be a couple of years older than that. The Cubans have always lied about their age. But Omar Salcido is 25. He's a Mexican fighter, and he's going to fight with some of that Mexican pride. He's going to go out there looking to take Cruz's head off. And Cruz better show that he's ready. Now, understand that Cruz turned down a couple of fights where they were looking to challenge him. And listen, in his last fight back in August against Antonio Moran, he didn't look all that great in that fight. Cruz. He didn't look all that great. He stopped the guy, but it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say about that. And I want to see it. I want to see these guys challenged. It's not like, oh, I'm looking for Cruz to lose, but I want to see him in good fights. And I want to see Omar perform well, because these are opportunities, guys. Look at the opportunity that Omar is getting after stopping Chris Colbert. Do you think that Chris Colbert would be taking, after that fight, had he won, he would be taking a fight against Andy Cruz? Probably not. Looking for another soft touch or something. But Salcido is coming in, and he's going to go in there and try to win. And it's going to have to be up to Andy to turn back that challenge. But this is what's up, man. This is what makes it, this is what makes it interesting. And like I said, that main event, Pacheco and Stone Cold, that's a damn good fight, you guys. Get your popcorn ready. Get your favorite beverage, because I think it's going to be some knockouts on that night. I really do. We're talking January 25th, a Matchroom promoted fight, and it's going to be on DAZN. Again, DAZN will be rolling them out this year coming up, man. They will be rolling them out. So many that you probably aren't going to be able to keep up with everything. And that's okay, because if it goes down like that, that's just for more entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So just bear that in mind. Boxing is in a darn good place. And certain guys like Canelo, they may not want to face Pacheco or Stone Cold. So what might he do? Give up and vacate another title? Yeah. Because he don't want that smoke. Canelo don't want that smoke. Nah. So we're looking at some darn good fight cards in January, right? To kick the year off. We're talking about January 8th, January 24th, and January 25th. Isn't that pretty cool? And the fighters that I mentioned thus far. So just think about it, guys. This is what you want. This is what you had clamored for. You asked for the best fighting the best. And thanks to Riyadh season, once again, that's looking like a go. That's looking like a go. And as we look ahead, going into February, listen, February 1st to be exact, Amazon Prime will bring us David Benavidez versus David Morrell. Now, this is a battle of two men that Canelo has evaded for the past 3 years. Though Morrell has less fights as a professional, we're looking at the fact that these two men are ages 28 and 27, with Benavidez being 28. Morrell out of Cuba is a strong fighter. But recently we've heard some allegations brought against him that he may not have been dealing on the up and up. I'm not getting into the drama of that. Only thing I will get into is what he has accomplished in the ring thus far. And what he has established is he's a fighter that is dangerous. He could have easily been a real world champion had Canelo faced him, but opted not to. He's 6'1" with a 78.5-inch reach. He has the dimensions of a lot of heavyweights. Benavidez is 6'2" with a 74.5-inch reach and seems to blow up in between his fights. I thought he had gotten things under control, but I think when he decided to move up to light heavyweight, he kind of let himself go in between fights, which you shouldn't do. My brother Drew Titan says that Morrell looked in shape even at the press conferences and everything, and Benavidez did not. But Benavidez has a stronger record, being a fighter who is presently 29-0 with 24 KOs. He's fought the better fighters in his career, including Gavaskic in his last fight, Demetrius Andrade before that, Caleb Plant before that, David Lemieux before that, Kyron Davis before that, Ronald Ellis, and a couple of fights before Ronald Ellis, he fought Anthony Durrell. So when you think about that, you have to think that David has the experience here. Though Morrell may have amateur experience, David has learned on the job, and he has sparred some of the best professionals in the sport of boxing. So he's bringing something into this fight that Morrell may have never seen. Never seen. So I look forward to this. This is an opportunity to see some really good competitiveness, because it's going to be about who wants it. I already have a feeling who's going to have this, but I'll wait again. Like I said about the other card with Pacheco and Nelson, I will wait till we get to those fights to, do my breakdowns. But I'm just letting you guys know as a reminder of what you got coming up. We're going right into 2025, keeping the momentum of what 2024 brought us. And it's exciting. I mean, you can basically look forward to a damn good card every month now. And let alone be it several weeks out of the month. But as long as we could get a headliner every month, we are in a great place, people. A great place. The press conference between these two guys happened to be very, very interesting. There was some pushing and shoving, of course, but listen, these guys, they are coming to throw down. And the undercard looks to have some names that you are familiar with too. In the co-main, we're talking about Brandon Figueroa taking on Stephen Fulton for the second time. A rematch between these two guys who fought each other back in 2021, November. And that's when Stephen Fulton got a majority decision, when a lot of people thought, including Figueroa, felt that he won that fight. Stephen went on after that and had a couple of more victories. Well, he had one victory over Daniel Roman, and then he lost to Inoue over there in Japan. In the meantime, Figueroa has been on a winning streak with 2 knockouts and a great unanimous decision over Mark Macedo. And listen, he may have learned something from that Fulton fight And Fulton looked a little shaky in that fight with Carlos Castro that he fought back in September. That guy rocked him in that fight. Do you guys remember that? And listen, Figueroa saw that, and revenge is a dish served best cold and old. And since their fight is a couple of years old now, 3 years old, hey man, listen, this is going to be very interesting. A great co-main to go with the headline of Benavidez and Morrell. Then also on that, you have Isaac Cruz returning to the ring, and he's going to take on Angel Fierro. And Fierro is coming in from Mexico. He's looking to get it done. And his record is 23-2 with 2 draws and 18 KOs. So he can bang a little bit. And Isaac is going to be in there trying to take his head off. And we know that Isaac is a little bit of a, you know, he's less than a half pint. But his claim to fame is his victory over, not victory, but his claim to fame is, yeah, I would say his claim to fame is his victory over Rolando Romero, Rolly. And then that fight that he fought against Giovanni Cabrera, I felt that Cabrera should have got that decision over him, but they gave it to Isaac Cruz, you know. But that split decision loss to Rayo, hey, it should have been bigger than a split decision because Rayo beat that boy pretty darn good. But hey, listen, competitive matches are what we're asking for here. And I believe that Fierro's going to fight Cruz, and Cruz is only 5'4", where he's like 5'7", and we'll see what happens. 70-inch reach for Fierro, 63-inch reach for Isaac Cruz. So we'll see what happens there, man. We'll see. Yeah. But hey, that's a pretty fire card, right? And wait till you hear this last one. Jesus Ramos is going to be taking on Banana, Jason Rosario, who fought just earlier this year in August at middleweight. He got a split decision over Jared Hurd. Banana won that fight. So Jesus Ramos is going to be taking him on. And that's not a gimme for Ramos because Rosario has fought some pretty darn good fighters in his career. We're talking about Hurd, Brian Mendoza, huh? We're talking about the likes of Charlo. Listen, man. Good fighters. Good fighters. Now, don't forget that Jesus Ramos lost to Erickson Lubin in September of last year, 2023. All I'm trying to say, guys, is stay tuned in because you will see something very good. These are good matchups here. This is a very good fight card for PBC, a very good fight card. You know, usually they 60-20 bouts. I mean 80-20 bouts. But these fights are 60-40 and 50-50. And you have to take your hat off to PBC for that. Take your hat off to them for that. T-Mobile Arena, February 1st. What a dynamite card that is. I'm loving that, you guys. I'm loving it. And of course, when we talk about February, how could we forget the last crescendo, which will be February 22nd. from Riyadh season, where we'll see the rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Bivol says he is vowing to change his game plan up, and he's going out there to do what he got to do to defeat Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev just smiles and says, okay, let's do it. Listen, man, I love it. I love it. This is a fight that is high caliber. And Beterbiev, 21-0 with 20 KOs. Bivol, who's coming in there 23-1 with 12 KOs. He's gonna have to knock Artur out or knock him down a few times to try to get this victory, huh? Both men are Russians, and I don't believe their Russian backgrounds are going to play a role this time. I do believe the reins will be taken off so that one of them can literally take off and become the champion undisputed. Right now it's Artur, but it could switch over to Bivol. I'm not so certain. But can we talk about the co-main of this as well? The co-main is IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dynamite Dubois taking on Joseph Parker. Yeah, a lot of people like Joseph Parker. They think that Joseph is in the running for another opportunity at a world heavyweight title. But let's not forget that he lost to Joe Joyce, and he lost to, I think he lost to Dillian White. So when you think about it, Joseph Parker, the losses that he have, you know, listen, people are talking about, oh, he can beat Dubois. Man, Dubois is in a great place right now. The UK is not backing him. He is the heavyweight IBF champion. He's 26 years old, and he feels it's his time. He just knocked out Anthony Joshua. This man is saying, let's go, huh? And I know that Parker thinks that he's done enough to get himself in position, but he may be in a position of stretched on the canvas in this one. Dubois is a monster, man. And as long as Don Charles is working with Dubois, do not count Daniel Dubois out. Don't count him out, man. What a great 1-2 punch that is, co-main and main. And then when we talk about what's happening on the undercard of this, you guys listen. We got Shitty Cuz returning against Floyd Schofield. And a lot of people are saying that Shitty Cuz should take Floyd to school and knock him out and all of that. But Shitty Cuz ain't knocking nobody out, huh? We ain't seen him knock nobody out. So why are they talking about him like that, huh? Why are they trying to tell you, convince you that he gonna go in there and do something to somebody that he don't do to nobody, huh? Yeah. Huh? What is that all about? 22-0 with 10 KOs, huh? 5'8" with a 68-inch reach, southpaw. And he been claiming that his hands hurt all the time and everything. But that only happens when it's time to fight somebody that he should be fighting, huh? But Mr. Schofield, who happens to be 22, remember you were 22 at one time, huh? 5'7", huh? 18-0 with 12 KOs. And he likes to fight like Sean Porter. He'll get in there, he'll butt you, he'll bite you, he'll hit you low, he'll hit you on top of your head, he'll hit you under your feet. Floyd Schofield feels that this is his step-up time, and he's going to take the name of Shitty Cuz and show all of you what he's working with. And you know what? I want to see it, huh? That's what I say about that. I want to see it. And then on there, you got a middleweight bout between Carlos Adames, huh? Who took forever to get a title after Maul Charlo didn't want to fight the man, huh? So he's got a title now, and he's going in there against the UK's Hamza Shiraz, who was a #1 contender for Janabek Alumine. But I'm going to tell you something. He switched over to this one, and now facing Adames, he may have an opportunity at a true win. WBC champion. Shiraz want to be that WBC champion, and the WBC middleweight title is familiar with hands from the UK. So Shiraz may become the latest, but Adames has got to have something to say about that. I do believe he's going to have some trouble being 5'11", going in there against the 6 foot. What is Shiraz? 6'6", 6'4"? I think he's 6'4". They say it's 6'3", but he looks very tall to me, very rangy, 75-inch reach. But though Adames reaches 73, so the reach is not too bad. But that height, will Adames be able to fight the guy at the height that he has? That's going to be very interesting. But I'm going to tell you something about Shiraz. He can punch, you guys. He's got the type of punching power. Thin and reedy type guys like him, they catch you real good. He's 21-0 with 17 KOs. And just like when he put it on Austin Williams, huh? The Williams fight is what really gave him the confidence, because he fought a little bit measured against Austin Williams. But as that fight went on, he began to open up. And when he realized that, oh, I can do this, he went after Austin Williams and got him on out of there. So followed that up with a 2-round destruction over Tyler Denny. But Adames will be a test for Hamza. And I do believe that Hamza will be up for the bout. I want to say salute to Hendall. We got Hendall who came into the building. Clarence McClain, my brother's in the building. The Village Brothers stopped in. Who else did we get? Somebody came in the building. I was really going over these cards so much that I didn't get a chance to shout you guys out, but welcome to the show. Just giving a preview of what's ahead in January and February of 2025. A great way to start the year off. Great way to start the year off. And let me say this. We still got more bouts to talk about on this card. By it being a Riyadh season card, you guys got to know the super welterweight title, the interim super welterweight title, where Virgil Ortiz Jr. is going to take on Israel Madrimov, he who developed bronchitis to not face Sergey Bohachuk a week ago. He'll be back. I don't know how they know this already, but he'll be back against Virgil. And I'm going to tell you something. Virgil going to get ate up like Pac-Man by Israel Madrimov, because they thinking that he going to go in there and fight like he fought Terrence Crawford, but that ain't going to be the case. He going to eat him up like Pac-Man, and I'm going to be sitting right there munching on my popcorn just like he going to be munching on Virgil Ortiz's chin. You know what I'm saying? He going to be getting after it. And also a heavyweight bout on the card where Zhilei Zhang, Big Bang Zhang, is going to be taking on one of my favorites, Ajit Kabiel. Now listen, this fight right here, ordinarily you could look at it as Zhang is going to be the favorite, and go in there and get after Capiel. But Zhang is now 41, y'all. And coming off of that loss to Joseph Parker, the win over Wilder, something, I won't say too much about that because I know about some stuff from behind the scenes. But listen, Capiel knows how to fight the biggins, huh? And the man who I said reminds me of Ray Mercer, Adrian Capiel, knows how to fight big dudes. And Big Bang Zhang is in trouble. This is no Joseph Parker here, huh? He's not a Joseph Parker, though he's the same age, 32. He's 25-0 out of Germany. Capiel knows how to get the job done. He's 17 knockouts in his 25 wins. And he's stopped the likes of Frank Sanchez and Arslanbek Makhmudov in his last couple of fights. That's two fighters better than who Zhang fought in his last two fights, huh? Zhang, who's presently 27-2 with one draw, has 22 knockouts, huh? And in his last couple of fights against the likes of Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce, you know, he stopped Joyce, but the Parker fight, after dropping Parker twice, he still lost a decision. And if he thinks that Parker, who kind of let him off the hook by not trying to stop him, Capiel's not going to fight that way. Capiel is going to be looking to take Big Bang Zhang out with a bang, huh? Yeah! So I'm looking forward to that one, you guys. Big time. That's a good heavyweight fight on that card. And also, we got some light heavies getting it done to round the card out, you guys. We got Joshua Buatsi as he finally steps up against a noted fighter in Callum Smith, who's looking pretty good at light heavyweight. But two UK fighters, and just 3 years apart, Smith being the elder at 34. But Joshua Buatsi, who was in the 2016 Olympics, he has squandered so much time in his career. He should have been fought for a world title, but he just have been kind of dwelling in the minor ranks of boxing. Let me tell you something. This may be a chance for Callum Smith to come all the way back from where he has been. The loss to Canelo back in 2020 and that loss against Artur Beterbiev, you can't really blame him on that because Beterbiev fought him like he had done something to Beterbiev's mom or something. You know what I mean? That's where Dmitry Bivol was smart. He didn't try to come out there and disrespect Artur in the first fight. But if he does it in the second fight, he'll suffer the same fate that Callum suffered. Yeah. So Buatsi, I kind of question his desire and everything. You know, he's been on a snail's pace toward a title opportunity, and Callum can end those dreams if he gets in there and fights with the right type of game plan. He's 30-2 with 22 KOs, Callum Smith is. And he's 6'3", and he has a 78-inch reach over Buatsi, who's bringing his record of 19-0 with 13 KOs. 6'2" with a 74.5-inch reach. He's going to have to decide, does he really want to be a world champion, or does he just want to play pretender? Hey, listen, it's like that. This is boxing, the real deal. So that's the card in Saudi on February the 22nd, you guys. That's an outstanding card, and you guys should be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I done bought a whole new box of popcorn and everything to set myself off after the new year. And I'm going to pop that popcorn fresh. And let me tell you something. I'm going to be sitting right there taking in these bouts, man, because that's what we like, huh? Good boxing. Good boxing. Yeah. But we're looking at some great opportunities, man. Great opportunities. So, what do you guys think, huh? This is like a great way to look ahead to the new year, don't you think? I mean, hey, that's what I got to say. I love that, man. Some of you may not sound so excited because it ain't who you want to see, huh? But listen, boxing, like I said, if you really enjoy the sport and you support it, there is a payoff. There's a tremendous payoff. I'm not complaining. This is good stuff. Good stuff. So, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But let's hear from my brother, the focus ball, huh?
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the focus ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a focus ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a focus ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a focus ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a focus ball. When you train with the focus ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the focus ball now.
So we're coming to the end of another great Stormybman Live with a look ahead toward 2025. What a great way to start the year off, man. We get these fights in. Do you know how many good fights I just talked about, you guys, over this past hour? Listen, salute to the brother Clarence McLean. He said, Stormy, appreciate your channel. You don't talk about what everyone else does. You know, they don't talk about what I talk about, because I talk about boxing, You can talk about everything else, people's girlfriends, people ducking, who's the best, who ain't the best, who's this, who's that. All of that is a bunch of untrimmed fat bars. I am going on and on, but at the same time, I'm putting you on to what you really should be looking for if you enjoy the sport of boxing like I do. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Anything else, man, is like whatever. You know what I mean? But hey, I do this because I love it. And I like to talk about it and share with the rest of you guys. Some of you like it, some of you don't. Hey, it's okay. But we're going to get on up out of here. It's been a great hour of boxing talk. And again, you can share with everybody else and let them know, hey, all these fights we got coming up, man, I got something to look forward to. So stock up on your groceries, your snacks and everything. You got some fighting ahead of you. A couple of those matches, they coming on in the wee hours of the morning. You catch the replay as the day goes on and you've gotten up and started your day, but at least we're having it. It's better than not having it at all. So with that being said, I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we will catch you guys on the next one.